Kicking for three with Cam and Charles.
All right, hey, stop!
Steps back, 2 over, take a deep breath.
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Welcome back to another episode of Kicking for Three. As you can see, Jordan is at a temporary stay right now. So
I'm always
as
changing
always,
locations.
He's just traveling. He's just couch hopping. Love to see it. Then we already
I'm not homeless.
We're already on week 14, which is absolutely insane. Like fantasy
Yeah,
playoffs
flying
are
by.
here. Won't be talking about that too much, but we're gonna jump in. It's kind of an interesting week, especially for Jordan. It was he got reality punched him in the face here.
Twice.
So, yes, twice. And basically the same day, too, which is funny. So, Cowboys-Bengals, Monday Night Football, Simpsons, Under the Lights. What is your takes from that?
Yeah, it was. Why I was not nervous for the game, but I was chugging some beers before the game, kind of get me loose, less stress. And then I kind of got to a point of almost where I was like, yeah, I should quit so I can actually pay attention here. And the game I thought the Cowboys did decently at. I was surprised that they did try to pull, and they almost did pull it off the win. Cincinnati, I think, is a better team. Again, we were dealing with Burrow and Chase.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that they're an impossible. I honestly now think Chase might be. He's easily top 3, and I would almost argue 1 because I think Jefferson's really good. But
I say my top 3 wide receivers are number 1 Chase. I think I'll go number 2. I think I'd have to go Lamb, and then I'll probably go Jefferson. Those are my top.
Chase just seems
he's been kind of quiet lately, but he did get his first touchdown in 5 games. That's crazy for him last week there.
Yeah, and I think he got 75 yards, 1 TD, and
Chase.
it was okay. It just was I really noticed he was not present much the second half. I think he got most of his yards in the first half.
Chase, I think he had 2 touchdowns and he threw for 170. I mean, not threw, he caught for 177.
Nasty. No, he
he
was nuts. And I think there was
T. Higgins was pissed after the game, even though that they won, that he didn't get any targets or anything.
He did get a target. He fucking fumbled it.
I have the stats up here. He had 2 catches on 4 targets.
Yeah,
he only caught.
I think he had a big. What's it called? Where he jumbled it in the end zone.
Oh yeah. Damn.
So I think after that he wasn't really throwing too much, but catch the ball then.
Wide
catch the ball if you want. And the worst part too, the Sibs watching fucking. It was kind of fitting to see Homer as our QB because it kind of feels like that. Just kind of have America's dad representation, being a big bumbling idiot, making dumb decisions. I didn't think also I love seeing Mr. Burns as I think it was implying Jerry Jones. But I'm like, that's a perfect
Jerry Jones.
That is a perfect perfect character that perfectly represents him. So I thought it was kind of cute, They done it with the Toy Story,
fucking
Nickelodeon.
I hated watching Lisa Simpson on that last play on Instagram.
Oh yeah,
my fantasy season just being gone because fucking Lisa Simpson. It kind of looked like the old Simpsons hit and run game with the graphics.
A little bit, yeah.
Because it wasn't like the cartoon; it was more of a video game.
I'm really curious how they do the technology.
Oh, it's so because I found it because I have that IPT thing. Oh shit! Don't arrest me. But you can get it on here on the ESPN Plus through that, and I was watching it and it was 15 minutes behind, and the plays were good, but then after the plays it was very laggy. Some of the characters would just start floating.
See, I didn't watch.
It was really bad. I don't know how anyone because they did this one year, was it last year, for the Toy Story, but that's for kids.
Yeah.
Simpsons is not a kid's cartoon. It's I would say it's more of a family cartoon, yeah. Family and adult, but I don't get the demographic.
See,
who they wanted.
I honestly think I don't know now because I think sadly I'm a huge Simpsons fan.
Yeah,
the original
sure,
first
yeah.
10 are amazing. But to me, I don't know. I kind of feel like they're kind of struggling with cultural relevance. Maybe the Bart sad edits might save it, but I don't know. I don't really see it, so I'm I kind of didn't really get that. And I grew up in there's 2 families. I remember as a kid, it was always there's a household where you can watch The Simpsons and a household where you can't. I grew up in a house where it was I thought it was like, I don't know, Jackass or Kenny versus Betty.
See,
I thought
I
it would be the most
wow.
insane show ever. And I remember actually my friends, it used to be like at sleepovers. I was always like, so like we should watch The Simpsons. We should like. I just thought it was just some like absolutely insane show that would like blow my mind, but it really wasn't.
At my household, it was Simpsons, yes, but as soon as you heard the first piano note of Family Guy, my mom was running in, turning that fucking thing off. Which is, I find they're basically the same thing though.
Similar, I think Simpsons has more clever writing. Where I think Family Guy kind of goes for the more offensive,
better
joke, and they kind of have that one style of joke where it's they reference back, cutaway. But I don't know. To me, Toy Story makes sense if you're going to bring it to kids or do like Moana or something like that. It was a popular kids show. Or
it's just weird Simpsons out of anything. Don't get me wrong, like you said, you love the Simpsons, but I don't know what.
Yeah, maybe Bluey or something. Doesn't Disney own the rights to Bluey? It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
wouldn't that make more sense?
Easily, yeah, you could easily do that. So now we're going to lead over to more of the sunshine and rainbow type of things. We had another. I don't know. I can't say much about this game because I predicted everything to go the way it did. I predicted Jameis Winston to have a Jameis Winston game, and he did. He provided me very well on Sunday. Good to watch him yet again. He went for, he got 24, he threw a shit ton of passes, 22 catches on 41 attempts. That's wild. 212 yards, 2 touchdowns, and of course 2 interceptions. Again, the Steelers completely shut down Nick Chubb's 48 yards on 11 carries. Nothing there. The Steelers side, Wilson had it was honestly a pretty quiet game on both sides. Like it was only he only went for.
You really didn't hear much about the game.
No,
like outside after it.
God no. Like it was like 100. Like Wilson went for 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like even Harris only ran for 53. It's just textbook Steelers football win. They needed that win. It's like this week, especially coming up.
Cleveland won.
First game all year without George Pickens in it. They handled that very well. So that
what was he out with?
Oh, he has a 2nd degree hamstring, something like that. He's good.
Oh, I thought you were saying like 2nd degree assault or battery.
No,
that's what I was expecting with him. I was like,
but
what did he get into?
The big test is these upcoming weeks. So the Steelers play 3 games in 10 days. So they are going
big teams
down the Sunday Battle of Pennsylvania. That's going to be the Steelers haven't won, by the way. I hate saying the stat. They haven't won in Philadelphia since 1968. So that's absolutely crazy. But they did beat Philly back in 2020 in Pittsburgh, obviously though. George Pickens.
That's 55 years.
Yeah, I know. It's gross. George Pickens is going to be out again, so that is going to be tough. But the Eagles do have some locker room issues right now, so that actually could be a factor. That could
get Jason Kelce in
there. That could either skyrocket Brown and Hurts, or it's going to kill them this week. Steelers need to score early, and they need to shut down that run game, especially with Saquon. That guy can change a game on its own. And then in a week after that, the Steelers play Saturday at 5 o'clock against Baltimore. That's the night of the Murray Christmas party, Jordan, so that will be on when you come over, so that's going to be interesting. And then they play the Wednesday after that, and then they go to, Kansas City comes to town with Santa Claus, and then that happens.
I'm pumped for that game.
That's going to be beautiful. So 3 games in 3 games in less than 10 days, and that's
going to be a lot.
All Super Bowl contender teams, Eagles, Chiefs.
Yeah, you're not getting easy. You don't get like the Panthers, or you don't get
exciting. It's very exciting. The Eagles game, I will give my prediction for that. My Eagles, I honestly think, I don't have high hopes for this game. I really don't. I wouldn't care if they lost because obviously they're still getting in the playoffs. But once you get down to that Eagle loss, you have to beat Baltimore and KC. I think the Steelers can easily beat KC in the season. Playoffs is different, but in season, easily. They're the flukiest team. They're shit. Like, did you see the?
But they still they still get it done. It's kind of weird because it's teams like this that usually can't keep it for the whole season.
Exactly.
But they still seem to keep putting it up. But you're talking about it. To me, I honestly think that Christmas game, I'm absolutely pumped for it. I'm super excited for it. But I think we're both going into it because we both saw the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul hugging match, and it was essentially, to me, I'm kind of nervous with Netflix
Yeah,
handling it.
because this,
Because
especially
I
with
fucking hate
football.
Netflix aside from fucking football and them getting like all these rights and stuff.
Like they're gonna get a
But
lot of heat for this for the biggest holiday of the year. In
so
football
everyone's gonna be
playing.
home. Everyone's
Yep.
gonna
Everyone's
be
gonna be home
watching
trying
it.
to watch it. Everyone, even people that barely even watch football, they're gonna click Netflix. Oh my god, a football game's on.
Mhm.
People are gonna watch it, and I don't get. They're kind of brushing it under the rug, but I find they're treating this Steelers Chiefs game nowhere's near to the Ravens and Houston game on Christmas. They have Beyonce playing at halftime and everything. They've been only really advertising that game because it's the night game. I just find it
Yeah.
so weird. I kind of see. What would you rather say if you were a Steelers fan? Would you rather the game at 2 like it is now on Christmas Day, or would you rather it in the evening?
I would
Christmas Day
rather
night.
do a 5 o'clock and then do the evening one. Then.
Ooh, yeah. Because I think they're doing
think-
2 and 5, so that makes no sense.
I think, but I don't. To me, I'm kind of indifferent to it. Like, it doesn't bother me if they're playing at 2.
No,
It makes
no.
more sense probably for marketing if they the night game. But this is kind of a question for you. I don't really like. I work shift work. I'm actually working this
now.
Christmas as much and right now. As much as I could. Like to me, I don't mind really working holidays and stuff. I don't get why these sports franchises force these guys to not be with their family.
They love it.
They do.
They
I just
absolutely
because
love
I know
playing
the
on
NHL.
holidays.
That's one thing I respect about the NHL. They don't do it.
Yeah, they do that for
a
but
2-game
NBA
break.
NBA's going Christmas Day. NFL,
NBA's. I used to remember always seeing NBA on
Yep.
Christmas. I was like, why? Who
NBA's
cares?
always. I mean, like you also got to think.
I don't.
too,
I just.
like,
but
the
they're not
the families are
essential.
down there though.
I guess so. They maybe make it more of a family event or something like that. But I don't know.
Exactly, yeah.
I'd be curious what the players would say because that was
Like
one thing I
Hard
was kind of
Knocks-
surprised
Hard
about.
Knocks last week, that was the week on Thanksgiving, and Joe Burrow was complaining, "Oh, we never get to play on Thanksgiving. I always want to play on Thanksgiving. I love playing on holidays." So I think they do love it because imagine like it's Christmas Day and everyone is at home watching you play football right now on Christmas Day.
Yeah, I guess you have more eyes on you, but
Exactly, and as soon as the game's over, you're with your family. So
yeah.
And some football players may absolutely love this because they don't got a family. They have something to do now. Yeah, but I get what you mean just for like the moral of it and just actually.
Well, because
being with
they're
your
not
family.
essential. Like to
No,
me,
God,
obviously,
no.
I work essential work, police officers, emergency services, all that crap. Of course, they work Christmas, and a lot of them, I think a lot of them are, but most people, like same with me, it's like the time and a half on that day is where they're double time for some people.
Yeah.
So like I think a lot of people, it's just more the incentive of like how much you can actually make on that day, and kind of alleviate the credit card bills. But I think it is. I don't know. I don't think it's like it's kind of. I always thought it was a weird thing that like they wouldn't let the players be with their families and the coaching and because all the other people too,
you gotta
right?
think of I feel bad for
Trainers,
the concession stand.
everyone working concessions.
That
Yeah,
would
everyone.
suck. That would
Yeah.
fucking be terrible. That's like working the movie theater on Christmas.
Yeah,
Now, there's a-
see all
there's
the
a-
Jewish kids.
Yeah. There's a specific game I actually want to talk about right now, and that is the Buffalo Bills versus the Los Angeles Rams. That was very close to game of the year, 44 LA to 42 Bills. Now I do want to bring this game up just because how incredible I want to talk about Josh Allen's performance.
Yeah,
3
6
touchdowns, 3 touchdowns on the ground, 3 throwing, threw for almost 400 yards. Disgusting. He's definitely front runner for MVP now with this performance, but
but
I
no
wanna go-
win.
Nah, no win. But I do want to go over to the Rams side. The NFC West was about to heat up this week until every single person won. Now that completely shot the Niners in the foot. They're completely out. The Rams are looking like they could be pretty friggin' dangerous in the playoffs too. So I'm excited for this Rams team. It could be another 2020. Remember that with the Bengals. So it's basically the
That was
exact
2022.
2022. Yeah, geez, 20. What am I saying? 2020. Yeah, that was
But-
only 2022.
No, I don't really see them as that elite team. Like they had so much. I think
Their
they're.
offense is so fun to watch. Like
They do
Cooper
a great
Kupp and
offense.
Puka Nacua.
But
And
they had
Stafford,
their
obviously.
defense was killer too. That was kind
Yeah.
of what that to me was what their double punches this year, or the past few seasons, ever since that Super Bowl, they've kind of diminished, losing. Obviously, retired.
Yeah, Aaron Donald retiring.
Yeah.
Odell never working out after that Super Bowl game. I remember that was kind of big praise. There.
That was funny.
Yeah, and then oh my God, what is his name? Oh, Jalen Ramsey played there too. The great safety.
Yeah.
Now he's in Miami now too. So
Yeah,
that team is pretty much broken up. But I think if the Rams do well, they are going to go in most likely, but I actually think they could definitely make some noise there, especially with that weak NFC this year. That NFC's not looking as good as it. The AFC is just full of juggernauts, and then the NFC is just the NFC. It's crazy. But
we forgot. Actually, one thing we forgot to mention with that Netflix game, the amount of talent that they got. Do you think it's way too many cooks in the kitchen? That's, to me, I was like, how are these people all going to?
Yeah, how are they even going to get airtime?
There's 2 games.
There's 2 games. You got basically the NFL Avengers here. So we got the one and only. Everyone, he's basically world treasure, Scott Hansen. Everyone loves Scott Hansen. We'll get him out of the way.
That's going to be weird. Is he going to do commentary?
I don't know what he's going to be doing. But Kay Adams, she's pretty funny. She does have some good takes. Nate Burson, that CBS prick, he's an idiot, stupid. Drew Brees.
Yeah, wait. Nate, I don't like him either. I just
them.
I kind of get. There's another one. I can't. There's like another former player. I kind of get that mixed up with him. I did actually. He did the thing where he hit the guy his code or whatever. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, but this guy, because he's always on at work with Good Morning CBS. Not even doing football. That's why I don't like it. Was stupid morning show for the news.
Well, I remember there's a guy though that I swear like it's where he just went on like sports TikTok, and that was like his notes for. Like I swear, like every take he had, it was like exactly from like someone you would see that would upload on Instagram or TikTok. But Drew Brees, yeah, I don't.
The most awkward motherfucker in the world.
The thing I also can't stand about him. This is an old football scandal, but he did. I think there was like some stupid like national bring a Bible to school day or work or whatever, and then he came in. He went to, like he brought that like week. He brought in a Bible with them to the game. And then as soon as all the reporters started asking him about like why you have the Bible, like what's this all about? Is this political? Because it's kind of the Trump era, like I think the kneeling era or whatever. And he literally just completely went back on everything. Like he basically at first he like endorsed the holiday, thought it was great, like this is a good way to get, and then he completely just like whenever there was any scandal or back, he just like, yeah, I'm sorry if I offended anyone. I'm just like, have a fucking spine, man. If you're gonna bring a Bible to a football game and someone's gonna ask you a question about who are you offending people, defend it. I don't know.
I don't know why people they draw this stuff out for attention. Then when they get the attention, they completely freak out. I don't understand. And then get away from me. RG3, I don't know why he's here. That croissant's probably still stuck in his mouth. Do you see that photo?
Yeah.
He's still trying to get that out. The Eagle brothers are here. That's annoying. Those guys are idiots too.
Okay, what I can't stand him. I makes sense because it's fucking Netflix. Burt Kreischer.
Fuck that. He's so unfunny.
I can't.
The only thing that's funny is him laughing because he has a good laugh face. That's it.
But it's so fake now. Like, because I think he had a few clips where he like went viral with it, and you could tell every time he like
photo on the photo, he's doing it. Yeah.
And also, I've seen he to me is like is an adult that's a pathological liar, which to me is so fucking pathetic. He to me is just like seems like a guy that you'd hang out with, you'd say some funny jokes or whatever. Now. Then he's using them in his comedy special. Like to me, he's like the biggest hack that's like popular, and I don't get it. So why do they have it? I swear they're gonna have a fucking him with his shirt off.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's gonna be between games too. It's not gonna be right away. You're gonna be well. It's gonna
be absolutely trash.
Yeah.
It is interesting. He has like the one thing I do find fascinating was like he's a straight up alcoholic.
Oh, yeah.
But he has like such denial of it, which I find so interesting. I don't know. Get help if you've alcoholism.
We got JJ Watt. Your brother is completely way better than you.
Yeah, it'd be fun. That'd be cool if he's gonna be calling plays.
That'd be Ian Rapid Report. You gotta have him. He'll probably actually be doing the games with Greg Olson. I would actually say him or Gene Sterling there. But I don't see.
Wait, does Gene? He does like the injury stuff and the rule stuff,
Ian?
Right? Gene.
No, Ian. Does. Gene does. But I don't see Netflix just pairing up their traditional Fox guys because that's just Fox. Yeah. So I think they're gonna use actually Ian instead of Gene.
What would they try to do with multiple people in the booth?
Like they had all of them sitting in there.
Oh my god.
Everyone talking at once. Who else is here? Stacey Dales, NFL Network. She's all right.
The rest I don't really know. They must be like insider
Jason,
people.
I kind of know him. That Jason guy. Eagles. Oh, that Jamie, she works for NFL Network too. And that Mina Kim's, it's just all NFL Network and Fox people. And
Yeah.
one CBS guy, pretty much. So
And then random ass. The one I do actually like, Nate Bargatze. I always screw up his last name.
where's he?
He's actually a funny. He's the guy top left.
Oh yeah. He's pretty.
He's
good.
a funny comedian. He's
Yeah.
not my favorite, but he's decently funny. And to me, I find him I'm like a lot happier with. They should have got Shane Gillis, right?
I know.
Wouldn't
He
that
would've
been a lot better?
because
He's a former
full
football player.
Even Theo Vaughn, he loves football.
Yeah,
Theo's
yeah,
not
yeah.
as funny as him, but it would still work.
Yeah.
Where the hell
To me,
is Pat McAfee? Put him on there too. That would have been. You probably don't like Pat McAfee.
But I think he's ESPN. He'd be like exclusive.
Yeah,
right?
he is. ESPN wouldn't use him.
I'm mixed on him. There's stuff I like.
I
but
loved when he was a punter because he would actually lay hits and shit. I
Yeah.
love seeing that.
He's definitely a fascinating player.
But his
But to me,
his
I was like,
podcast, he used to be a complete dick on that podcast. It's not what it used to be. Like,
well, now that's the thing too. Like his podcast became so.
his
like,
podcast
I
became
think
a TV show.
And he started the podcast with it being kind of like it was supposed to be an unofficial, right? Like it was
Yeah.
supposed to be we're not going to be fucking handled by the NFL or by ESPN or any of these big networks.
It's only
And
our
then
thing. We do.
Look what happens. They give him money. Although I think I did hear some cool story where he did give like all of his like original guys. He like helped like all the guys that helped him originally. He gave him like a huge paycheck.
Oh yeah, because now he has a
to me,
whole
stuff like that's pretty cool.
Because like his co-hosts are obviously still the same because that's what the show is. But his production team would have been completely wiped after that ESPN buyout because they made their own. So now we are heading into any other games we do got to talk about though. Any game you want to talk about?
Not too much.
It was a pretty
game of the
predictable
week: Cowboys versus Panthers.
It was a very. I won the football pool this week. That was great.
Yeah.
180 bucks. Appreciate that. So now let's look into next week. What's going on here? So obviously we already talked about the Steelers, Eagles, Cowboys, Panthers.
Game of the week.
You can kill their hopes pretty fast. Ravens, Giants, Rams, Niners. Ooh, I did not know they're actually playing each other. Tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football. You know what, Jordan? I am going to say this. The Niners can win that. They're not done yet. But if they do lose that, it's because that's divisional. That's divisional.
Well, that's going to be good because I was shocked the Rams were able to beat the Bills. So to me,
Yeah.
I really have
I'm picking
so
Rams,
much
though.
doubt for it. Yeah, I would
Chiefs,
not.
Browns, that's...
Don't put your house on that game.
No, the hell no. Dolphins, Texans, that's actually going to be a pretty fun game.
Yeah.
See what
Bucks, Chargers will be decent.
Yeah, good defense battle. See Baker go. Patriots, Cardinals, that's dangerous because they're both just crazy. Patriots could actually squeeze that out. Bears, Vikings, see ya Bears. You had the worst.
Yeah.
You had the worst play caller in the league.
Yep.
Raiders, Falcons. No one's watching that. Monday Night Football. I'll be sleeping.
Yeah.
Man, this week sucks. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Bills, Lions. Never mind, we're saved.
Oh, sorry.
We are
Oh, wow.
saved. That is going to be the
We
game.
completely
of the
missed
week.
that. Oh,
Well, the
worse.
two games that are really good is Steelers, Eagles, Bills, Lions.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. I'm excited for the Saturday games coming up. So now let's kind of go into the playoff picture now. This is actually starting to wrap up a bit here. 'Cause we got
They
some
haven't
teams
changed
eliminated.
much, really.
We do got a lot of teams eliminated now, though.
Yep. 7 eliminated, confirmed.
That's correct.
Surprisingly, the Panthers are still not technically eliminated.
Nope, they're still
Which is
still
quite shocking.
Yeah, so right now the Niners have a 7% chance making playoffs. If they win, it goes to an 11. That's gonna be tough. We're the Cowboys. What's that looking like?
I think we're not eliminated technically.
Oh yeah,
We're
if you
15th and
if you win, it still changes to a 1%. Damn, that's wild.
that's over.
And the Steelers are not clinched
It's
yet,
over.
but I think they are going to be clinched this week. I don't know how that they're not clinched yet. That's really weird. So
Maybe because of the Bengals.
Bengals are
That'd be my
Ravens. Yeah. Now, I do want to kind of just touch base with this a bit because this is actually interesting, and I actually this is. I would say this isn't opening anything new, but it's definitely going to have talks. So, ex-NBA players Vince Carter and McGrady joined Bills ownership, both former Toronto Raptor players. They're both, obviously, they're not Canadian, but they're big Canadian icons. And the Bills owner on where he wants to really hit the where he wants his market to be at. He really wants to hit Canada. He really thinks that an NFL team could actually succeed in Toronto as well, like the MLB.
I'd love to see it.
He says the NBA does it, the MLB does it, the NHL does it, obviously way more. I could see it. I honestly, like, with Canada football, it's terrible. It's god-awful. I wouldn't even mind
If you're not into,
exiled and then just bring one NFL team in here, and then, boom, we got Canadian football.
Well, I think to me, with CFL, there's a big cultural divide because we're East Coast, we're Maritimes, where there's really no care or support. There is some people but usually there's for people from away. When you look at like Alberta and Saskatchewan, Winnipeg, these places it's huge, in BC somewhat, but these places it's CFL is like you watch that over NFL. A lot of the times.
Yeah. And I'm actually,
so that's the biggest thing where I think there's like half the country doesn't give a shit about it, and then half the country is diehard.
I'm even seeing here now that Post Media reported in 2020 that the Bills had approximately 10,000 season ticket holders that are Canadian.
I believe it. Well, it's a quick drive.
It's a very quick drive, especially if you live on the border. It's way, way quicker, and like it's so worth it. That's really interesting. Geez, 10,000 Canadians go to Bills games that frequently. Wow. Jordan, we got to do that trip here soon.
I know. We do got to. That'll be a great vlog. No, we do got to finally watch a football game. That's definitely is in the goals. Sadly, we're in just such a crappy spot.
I know.
VEI is such a – because you can technically drive the closest is the Patriots to us.
But even
it's still, but that's a little bit over 10 hours straight. And then flights,
passports and everything just to go.
Canadian flights suck. They're so friggin' expensive. Domestic flights suck here.
Air Canada has to be the worst airline in North America, I would say.
Yeah,
has to be.
I wonder where that CEO is. Okay. This is a clip that came out this week. It was I can't remember the name, but it was do you feel sorry? Do you feel sorry for me, Brett Favre? You took that away. You drove.
Awkward fucking clip.
Really awkward.
I did what you did. I went back and actually looked at that clip. The dude was getting fucking sacked anyway. Brett Favre didn't want to get hurt. Is the only thing that happened. Like that, that guy is not right at all. Like, he's obviously a legend and everything, but TJ Watt already broke it. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a weird energy behind it. And like to me, the one thing too, as soon as I saw that clip, I was like, oh, who is this? Because I thought I fucking hate Brett Favre for the life of me. I think he's an absolute dick who steals from people that are on welfare and doesn't give a shit about basically ethics or anything like that. And became a complete media shill after becoming Browns and New York Jets QB. But I was hoping, I was like, is this a parent or is this someone that like had something to do with this and actually had to like experience them? We're finally able to call him out. But then I was like, this is weird. This doesn't make sense. And then when because I didn't really hear much about him, I probably seen it from like NFL films or something like that. But I've heard that he's experiencing some sort of dementia, obviously probably CTE, brain damage. Yeah. So I think there is kind of that sad angle where it's like, obviously,
well, you can tell this guy in the clip, Brett Favre is just fully.
He's trying to maintain. Yeah,
he has no idea what to do. He's thinking on the spot. You can tell, and you can tell he's very uncomfortable. And then like, Brett Favre is even trying to lighten the mood. The guy goes, "Oh, I'm gonna sack you. Oh no, I bet you'll hurt me. Well, I don't care. You hurt me." Like, man, like it's so weird. Like it's fully.
It was almost like. It was almost like it had that clip. It's like almost the energy, like almost like someone confronting their bully, or like it just had like it's. Or do you ever see that this clip really
of
strange
Rome demanding that apology at that award show?
Oh, is that
also,
like
it was also just really awkward. It's just you don't.
someone was like saying like move here. She's like, "Don't try me, bitch."
Yeah, and then she confronted
Wasn't that
her.
one?
She's like, "You're really rude to me. I demand an apology." I'm sorry, demanding
I
an
did
apology
see-
for anything is I find cringe, but that's just my.
That's what I
personal-
find. I find to me, I'm like, if
When
someone,
you're begging for an apology, or like, not even worth it, man. Not even worth
yeah,
it.
no, it's like, because it's definitely if they're not actively volunteering to apologize, it's definitely not sincere. It's like a child telling them, "All right, go apologize to them," and it's like, no, I'm kind of with you. I'm like, to me, if you're an adult, and you sincerely come to me with an apology, that's one thing. But if you're like asking for an apology, that's just a really
Laugh in your
weird,
face.
like, strange kind of thing. To me, at least at that point, if someone doesn't give a shit enough about what their actions were, it's like just move on,
Oh, for sure.
just give up.
It's been
Like why waste that energy on it?
so yeah. Like that Brett Favre thing, yeah. Because like I think that was filmed last year. But
Yeah,
I
it was
think
2023.
But it only got into a documentary now. I believe.
Yeah, I think they're edited. I think it's about to be released probably
Yeah,
soon.
because
Now they're
are you
releasing
gonna
the
watch
clips.
the Netflix documentary about Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, the ayahuasca trips.
Did you, yeah, like showing
yeah,
football
definitely.
clips that he's in like the woods with like meditating. I'm like, this guy's fucking crazy.
I think in my opinion, shrooms should be legal. I think
Well, they
I have
basically
nothing
are.
against them. I enjoy shrooms.
They basically
Um,
are.
But to me, there's one thing about shrooms that, like, I think there's a lot of people that are truly that just think that doing shrooms is like how you deal with your problems, and I don't think it really is. I think shrooms, when you go on a shroom trip, sometimes you can
It's
go
a
into a
gateway.
trip. It can be like I think you can usually kind of maybe get into more like really deep introspective thought where you're kind of like realizing maybe your persona that you kind of put on or the facade they put on or maybe some things that in your life that you really need to change or you haven't dealt with yet. But like beyond it, but a lot of people just take that and they're like, okay, well now I'm changed, I'm fixed. But it's like, no, you actually have to do something actively when you find those things. So I think that's to me exactly what Aaron Rodgers is.
No,
probably was like-
he knows about psychedelics. He's been taking them forever.
No, he knows about it, but
He
I think
played-
he's
He-
that person
he
that
legit
takes
said he played
psychedelics.
on them.
That's wild.
Yeah, he said he won football games on psychedelics with the Packers. Do you know how wild that is?
I don't know how much you'd be taking because I'd be
Yeah,
well.
he's definitely got a
if it-
microdose.
That's too because it'd be like, is he planning the peak? Because with shrooms, like when you go on a shroom trip, like
Yes.
it's kind of like that. You take it, you initially take it, and then there's like this like waiting period, similar to like
it kinda
edible.
goes like this, and then it goes back.
Yeah, and then you peak, and
Exactly.
it's usually quite fun, and that's usually when like the most of the hallucinogenics are happening, and you feel a euphoric sense and all this, and then like after that, you kind of like lose that after a few hours, depending on how much you take in, and then it kind of turns into like this weird introspective, and that's usually when I put on a movie. That's usually my plan. As soon as you kind of get into that mood, because you can really get into like this really kind of like, this is misery, like get me out of here kind of thing. So to me, I'll be like shocked. Is he like waiting? Is he like it's like a 2:00 game? Is he like taking them like an hour before the game? So it's like peak is like right as
he runs
right
out
as
of
the-
the tunnel for the third.
yeah.
quarter.
which I mean, I just don't think that'd be
See,
possible
I
because
have
I just
no
think
idea. I've never done them before. Never.
to me you really lose your sense of like I would say definitely your like hand-eye coordination to be.
Yeah, but I find he
It's
probably
miserable.
felt just so fucking loose though.
But if you maybe microdose, I have done microdosing where you're a lot more lucid and you're not as like when you take shrooms or you go take like a heroic trip, you're like taking as much to like basically lose it. But like microdosing, you're still kind of have your cognitive senses as normal,
Yeah,
but
oh,
you're definitely high.
yeah. Yeah, so I'm
I'll
definitely.
definitely watch that. That's one thing.
Yeah, that's
I know you hate him, man
you hate him. I like him.
Rogers.
I always loved Rogers. You know that.
What you said he was the man? He's the man who shall not be named.
Because he
We can't
sucks
say
this
him on the
year.
pod.
We're talking about Rogers in 2024. Career Rogers, I love him. He's one of the greats.
Career, to me, I don't disagree. I've
You
always
said
respected his career.
You hate his. I thought you said many times you hated his personality. You think he's.
I do. I don't. Well, I find it funny in a way because I do find
The league
provocative.
The league needs him.
I find provocative people funny or interesting, but I don't think he's. I think he's like his like post COVID or like 2018, 2019. The persona or whoever he's kind
What I
of
found
portrayed
really
himself.
funny in the Netflix,
He basically looks like a dick. Like he
the
looks to me
Netflix
like a complete
documentary.
dick.
is just randomly seeing RFK in the trailer. I was like, what the fuck are you
Oh,
doing?
I forgot. Yeah, he did.
That was hilarious, just seeing him for a second. Just most random dude. But that makes sense, someone like RFK with Rogers.
Well, here's a
That's
list
right
of people
down
who have done ayahuasca: Aaron Rodgers, RFK, and Boogie Tonight I Date.
Oh yeah, true.
Did you remember watching that doc?
What a list, eh? What a list.
And
of
that's
people.
exactly like those are people that like they need a lot more, probably an actual like structured therapy or like to have like something where because I think he does have real problems. That's why he has like no wife.
Yep.
He seemingly could get any woman he wants. I would guess
Not
with
much
like his
friends,
status
it
and
looks like.
and it just is like he's a strange guy, and I think maybe wants to stay like a strange guy and have these problems in life
Oh, yeah,
where he
some
could
people
actually
love to be alone. People
get therapy and he has the money for therapy and everything. So I don't get it, but maybe that's what he wants. He just wants to kind of have this.
because he even said
but-
like because he was on what's his name Pat McAfee there last week or a couple weeks ago anyway. The time doesn't matter, but he said Pat McAfee kind of asked him a question like, "Hey, are you gonna do a J.J. Watt, Tom Brady type thing? Like, are you gonna do like being an analyst or like a announcer?" And he's like, "As soon as I retire, you will never see me again." Do you think that's true? I do.
I don't think that's true. I just don't think you'll see him in the football world.
No, but you
To me, he is too big of an ego. He's been in the
I
limelight
could
for
see him
20
being
years.
an actor. Those State Farm commercials do go hard sometimes.
An actor. God no.
You wouldn't want to see that.
No. But I think he'll still try to maintain morale. I doubt I don't think he's gonna pull like I don't know, just completely drop off the face of the earth.
No.
He's had too much ego. Like he's
Yes,
a QB.
he needs
He's a
to game
QB.
around, for sure.
Yeah, he's always talking to the media, or he's always saying something to the media that'll get him attention. So it's like to me, I really am like I doubt he's actually going to truly. I just don't think you might not ever see him in the football world.
No,
again.
you may see him at a Green Bay Packer game, just in the stands or something. But even that.
Yeah.
Well, that has been another episode of Kicking for Three. That was a fantastic episode. Lots to talk about. Next week's going to be very interesting. There's going to be a lot of clinches, a lot of eliminations, a lot of changes. So definitely got to stay tuned for that. We'll see you all next week.